Alright, hopefully that's better. Wow, somebody used a bokeh shape on that. Oh no, they shot it through a screen. That's what they did. Okay. Night owl, night owl. Let's see. That's a goofy shape, don't they? Hey, hey! Not you. What's up, girl? Haven't seen you in a while. Is my stream better? Having issues with hackers. Awesome. I'm doing Drawtober. So today's I'm doing they have like actual rules and like a prompt or whatever. I guess that's what everyone calls it. So today is Night Owl, and then after this I'll do another Inktober. I am just so exhausted. I keep getting cyber attacked so hard, and it never freaking ends. Oh, see, they're doing something to my Twitch again. It's driving me crazy. But whatever. And Heidi's doing stuff. Heidi's like amazing. She's like 15, and anything she does would make anybody that graduated at AIPH when we were there, like, put them to shame. It's so good. Like, it's just... Oh. Okay. Sorry, you busy? At least I'm actually streaming today, and I'm not having the problem. Knock wood. I'm not having the problems I was having for the past like 3 or 4 days. Jeez.
I have a craving for peanuts.
Peanuts?
Peanuts. That's a really
Don't we
weird
have
thing.
any? Don't we have any?
No, I don't think so.
Well, we could probably get some.
Daddy ate them all.
Well, there might be some raw ones in the cabinet if you want them
You
raw.
can't just eat raw peanuts. That's not how it works. I'm a true American, Mommy.
Oh, good grief. Well, you could fry them. Just saying.
Daddy could fry them.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, well, it's 7, so... Does he get home late today? Kinda.
I thought you said you would stay all day today.
Oh, probably. I don't know, I'm not feeling this foot here. I don't know why.
I guess I'll just eat my Cheetos.
Let's just do this for right now. Into monsters, and it used to be like a platform for kings and all that good stuff. Off. This is up. And let's see where desktop. Yeah, I got. Okay, hopefully that's better. Is that better? Or should I do this? Hello there. Hi. Got my nice condenser mic situation happening here. So I feel like most artists, their issue is they have bad microphones, so What else? Let me turn the bass off on this. This it probably is picking up the bass a little too hard. And that might be better. Oh, so I'm always still like struggling with the audio thing because it's like I move stuff around a bit. It just takes a while to get used to all this stuff. I wasn't that into live streaming before. Like I tried it a few times, especially like YouTube, especially like at the time when so you suggested it to me, and I swear it was like just around the time like just after the whole adpocalypse type thing. And I got demonetized so hard, like, for, like, I didn't even do anything. I didn't do anything wrong. They also don't count on my video views. Like, I could send a link to, like, 30 people right now in front of me, because I've done it on my cell phone, and they'll all watch the video from beginning to end, and it won't even count any of the views. And I know some people are like, well, there's a delay on it. Except for all the times when it doesn't. Like, you could come back tomorrow and it'll still not show it. I've even tried it, like, in different browsers. I've tried it, I've tried all kinds of things. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. What is wrong with these feet? I don't know. These feet I'm just not really feeling it. Should be like the easiest thing to do. I'll just go with my feelings on it, I guess. So it was cool to see you on like A&B's class today. I feel like a lot of people in our generation got like so screwed by the economy. Actually, I know they were. And somehow people got sucked into things that are probably against their best interest. And it's almost in some ways sort of like Stockholm syndrome, where they just kind of fall in love with their captors or abusers or whatever. And now they don't even question the system, or the same people who were like all progressive and stuff now, and now they're all like establishment. I just can't be on, I don't think I can ever go back to Facebook at all. I could still handle like the people and whatever, but that company is just, I can't put my name on it, and I can't let them like exploit like people, and just because it's like access when it's people that I actually know in my real life. But anyway, like, I mean, right now I'm kind of just, I guess, networking and Twitch. I've actually been connecting with people from A&B's class. I really appreciate what he did. So today he was talking about how he almost quit live streaming on YouTube, and he almost actually deleted everything. I remember, so he was doing like the lectures in the summertime, and I noticed like it would go back and forth. Like he'd have a lecture and then Aaron Blaze would have a lecture. I guess they like know each other or something. And the one day he was on, it was like towards the end of the summer, and he was saying like he wasn't sure sometimes, and you know that there was just certain people. And I know he talks big at times. He gets a little libertarian and stuff. Not so much anymore, but he said he admitted that he was a fan of Ayn Rand, but whatever. Oh boy. And I realized, I was like, oh, you know, I should probably be more interactive on the chat, because I don't want him to think that I don't value what he does. I thought it was a huge value. I mean, he even did like a whole like anatomy thing the one time, which I think was probably way over most people's heads. They just didn't have the what do you call it, the patience for it, or because it was like going into like anatomy and medical stuff. And he's talking about what was it? He was using like medical terms and things, right? So I just got in on that chat and I was like, well, I want to make sure that I'm supportive of him. And it was funny because it seemed like a bunch of people were kind of like on the same wavelength as that. And they were like, I'm going to say something, you know, because I that's how I felt. And then once he realized a lot of people had a lot of things to say, and then he started getting all this like hate from people, and they were like calling him names and stuff. He's like, oh, you want to call me names, you know, whatever. He's like, oh, okay. And then he starts talking big, and he was doing like this whole Muhammad Ali type kind of thing. And I was like, what is he doing? But he does that, you know, it's like a character he gets into, right? And then after that stream, I had kind of left it on, and I never really stayed on the streams after he would do his, you know, pitch reel or whatever. And then all of a sudden I noticed he was talking to people, and he was talking about how he loved those guys, and he's like, you know, I really appreciate you guys really care about me. And a lot of them were like his students or professionals, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know this happens. And so I jumped right into conversations, and it was pretty cool. And he was so sweet and nice after that. He could still like talk big. But I've been following him for like, God, probably, was it 2016 or something? Or I don't know. And I really started to get involved with his stuff in 2017 because I did my GoFundMe for my, because I want to make a film, right? I went through the whole academia thing. I did so many things. I tried to do things other people's way. I tried to do things my way. And then I realized like maybe there's something I'm not seeing or whatever. And yeah, so just interacting with him. And then I also was following Aaron Blaze. I feel like Aaron Blaze, like in 2017, his streams were not that good. Like they weren't. He also had it like, he would say things like, he would make assumptions that everybody grew up like in the middle class like he did. Or that the economy crash never happened kind of thing. And it used to trigger me so hard. And there was people literally in Aaron Blaze's chat who were like from urban areas who were so poor. And he's like, oh, well, you need to really invest and get this $3,000 software. And I'm like, oh my God, Aaron, what are you saying? And it just really ticked me off. It just so ticked me off that I didn't want to watch. And it was like every freaking stream I'd go on there and he'd do this stuff. Right? That was 2017. But I feel like this year, I think he kind of realized that was mean and that was insensitive because he's completely like changed the way he said stuff. So, yeah. And he and also A and B also understand that, you know, young people today are sort of primed to want this instant gratification thing. And they're not angry about it anymore. I feel like a lot of old timers and even people our age get mad at young people for this. And it's like, you realize our generation built that technology that caused people to have that issue, you know? So, I don't know if you can see my drawing in this pencil. So I'm going to get a heavier line. So, this is my Mitsubishi. I can't believe I actually have these. Do you have any idea how expensive these are? These are Hi-Uni 10B. I didn't know such a thing existed. I used to hate even just a 6B. I wouldn't usually use anything softer than a 5B. I hated 6B because when you're doing like realistic like graphite drawings, which for some reason everyone hated, and now it's like, oh, let's do that now. Okay. So Glenn Keane was talking about what his favorite pencils were, and this was because the ones he loved the most, they didn't make them anymore, and he could only try and buy the vintage ones, which once people realized Glenn freaking Keane wanted them, they were charging like bazillion dollars for them. He probably bought every single one that ever existed that was left in existence, and they're all gone. So he started to use these ones, and he says that he likes them. So I mentioned it to my brother, and my brother actually got a pack for myself and Heidi, because we're both like, we're animators all the way. Am I right, Heidi? She's back there. I don't know if you can see her legs or something right there. Yeah, 10B. Yeah, it's very soft. I hate to say it's buttery, but it sort of is. This one by Mitsubishi is formulated a specific way. And there's a reason why they sell them at, like, I've never seen where you can buy just one, except maybe if you go to a Utrecht that has them, or Pearl maybe. But believe me, you're gonna sharpen them you're gonna go through them fast. And I've had these since Christmas, and like whenever I use them, like it wears down quick. So that's why I have a few of them sharpened, so that when it gets to it gets too blunt, I can just grab a different one. Heidi has the pencil sharpener. I think it's actually hers. I had one, but I don't know what happened to it.
My electric sharpener? Yeah, that's
Yeah, that one's yours. We definitely had one before, and I don't know what happened to it. I like to use these for life drawing, and I also like to use Derwent. They have a certain type of color pencil. What's it called? So I actually had to buy these from England. Don't buy any Derwent from Amazon. It's like triple or quadruple the freaking price. You can buy them from England in American dollars. There's one called, what are they called? Drawing pencils? It's a type of colored pencil, but their formulation feels like graphite. Like it feels like a 2B, kind of. Oh, that's cool. Wait. You're actually doing it with Jake Parker? That's freaking cool. So it's what? SVS Learn? I had no idea. So what's your impression of Jake Parker? I always felt like he's like a sweetie pie, like, but kind of a very business savvy, yet very people pleaser kind of guy. Eh? What, you can't hear me? What do you think of Jake Parker?
me.
No, Hope. She says she's doing like a SBS Learn class thing with Jake Parker, the Inktober guy. He's very knowledgeable. Yeah, I noticed that, but he's also like, it seems like he's afraid to offend anybody. Like, I seriously, like, he'll make a strong stance and then he'll like apologizing for being informed about it. Like, I feel sorry for it a lot of times. So yeah, he has a really nice personality. Like, I feel like, cause he got bullied by like a lot of these people who wanted to do digital for Inktober. And he finally was like, fine, whatever, it's great, it's okay, it's fine, everybody can do digital, even though that's against the thing. But yeah, he just seemed like he can't handle like totally making those strong stances. I felt really bad. I felt just so bad, because I know how that feels. Like, you're afraid of like, because people will act like you're hurting my feelings, even though they just don't want to do certain things. You know, seemed like a pretty nice guy. Like, I've seen some of his videos and things like that. Not really sure how I want to do this. This is just kind of stylized. I kind of go back and forth between realism and stylized things and cartoon, which apparently cartoon doesn't mean like what I thought it meant when I grew up. So a lot of people don't know what cartoon actually means. So yeah. So Jake is like probably a pretty well-known cartoonist by now. I feel like people knew Inktober, but a lot of people didn't know him, and they didn't even know what Inktober actually was. And because finally people, and you can thank the younger people for this, they started saying stuff. So they started saying, no, this is the guy that actually was made by a guy. You can't just like make up this and that about it when there's a whole history as to when it happened and there's videos and all that stuff. Like, I'm not trying to take Inktober too serious. I've seen people go like way overboard with it. Apparently most people kind of can't handle more than 15 days. So yeah, the point of it is to be a challenge, but in like his original challenge, he also said to have fun and not like it's not like you're running a marathon. And it's funny how everyone talks about it like it's a marathon, that it kind of drives me crazy. Like, you're only competing really against yourself, and then there's people who abuse the hashtag to plug themselves, you know? I honestly feel that it's dishonest and it's fraud to use the hashtag Inktober, and then I click on it and I go, oh, that looks cool, and then it's like Adobe Illustrator. I feel like that's fraudulent, because it isn't actually ink. So, and I feel like a lot of the people who forced it into the digital thing are very negative. It's just so negative. So, like, I feel like to an extent it's a challenge, but it's not that serious. Like, it's still supposed to be like it's something to do. It's kind of like when you start doing yoga, you can't just go all in and try to like be a pretzel, you know? Yeah, like time management. Like, I honestly have always approached Inktober as like loosely. Before I would only do like one or two things. I would never do the whole month, let alone a whole week. And I've watched videos of people who've been doing it for a few years now. And it's funny how like there's people who go out of their way and make like special like journals or diary, like sketch diaries for it and stuff like that. And there are so many people who have like these notions like, oh, you can't use pencil or you can't use to do your inking work on. Yes, you can. Like the guy Jake, he's a cartoonist, and he a lot of times starts it in pencil and then inks it. So that's how you do cartooning, you know? Yes, exactly. Turn off the undo button, like, because inking doesn't have an undo. Like, I don't see how it's a challenge. Like, right now, it's just, I feel like it's this, like what you'd call, like, the regressive left. Like, people who think they're being proactive and inclusive of everyone when actually they're being negative because they're lazy. Like, then people are like, well, not everyone has access to blah, blah, blah. You can get a ballpoint pen anywhere. Don't tell me, like, oh, well, what about the people in Africa? Oh, my God. They have pens. Like, this one is from Planet Fitness. Okay? Last year, I was at UMass, and I would doodle it in my notebook paper. And then I would post at the end of the week, I would gather all my sketches and take like photos of them with my iPhone and post them to like Instagram, you know, but I was doing it. Okay. I was doing it. Okay. So I like to do here. I'll show you the stuff I did so far. Aside from here, the camera's here. So this was my Drawtober day one. This was my first Inktober butterfly. This is so I like to use marker. Okay. I use marker because I don't hate it. I don't hate inking or anything when I'm using markers. Especially, do you remember the markers we got at AIPH? Those old vintage ones? I still have them. Heidi just put more. This was from A&B's class yesterday. This was Drawtober day 2. The witch frog. Hold on, let me move my keyboard. Oh, Heidi made this. She made the whole book. She's in a graphic art vocational thing right now, so. And then this was the one I did yesterday. So I started really simple on the first day, and then I realized, oh, I really am enjoying this. So when I did this one is more of like an anthro version of of butterfly based on one Heidi did before, which somebody still hasn't done a butterfly yet. And I'm gonna